Yeah, and then in the musician aspect as well. I personally, like, I don't think I've ever played in a band where there wasn't another girl. It's just been coincidental. I've just happened to be surrounded by, like, when I was growing up and we were starting like crappy bands that weren't actually very good, it was starting with friends who also liked music, who were also girls. And so I've always been in mixed bands. And I can't necessarily now imagine myself being that comfortable in a band if it was like all guys and me. I think unless it was like guys I'd been friends with for a really, really long time.
The first band I was ever in that, like you said, was like a band that wasn't really proper. It was just like a kind of play an instrument type thing. That was me and 3 other guys. But then, like, I was a lot younger. Like, I was talking about like 15, 16. And then when I joined my first kind of proper band where we were writing songs, it was then, well, I was in that with Joe, and it was me, Joe, and then a guy who was in our school. And then from there, my only other proper band has been with Joe. So yeah, again, it's always been like being in a band with female has always outweighed it. But that's just because of the people who I surround myself with. And it just so happened that now we've got a female bassist as well. It was coincidental that when Amy applied and we just got on really well, we didn't really want to find anyone else or trial anyone else.
My first band, I was in like a couple of like ones that didn't do anything. They were all guys, but they were literally like at school, and we never really did anything, so I don't really count it. But my first proper band, I found it was 2 other guys, and I found them on Join My Band. And it wasn't so bad when it was just the 2 of them, because they were really, really nice guys. But then a 3rd guy joined, and like as soon as that 3rd guy joined, he was really nice as well. It was nothing to do with him, but it sort of really became like a bit of a boys' club atmosphere. And it's not like they were purposefully excluding me or anything, but they would always like play FIFA and talk about girls and stuff, and I was just sort of there. It got to the point where I was in the corner, like, I don't really feel like I'm a part of this anymore. But it was. I feel bad. Like they were nice guys. They weren't doing it on purpose, and it was nothing intentional. But it made me feel uncomfortable quite quickly as soon as I was quite clearly outnumbered. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I know what you mean, because I like. Obviously, every guy I've been in a band with has had no issue with being in a band with a girl, but I think sometimes they can, like, with absolutely no malice or anything, it can be a case of like accidentally like boys clubbing and accidentally just like excluding, obviously with like no intention to do so. They're just talking about their interests, but it just happens to not be your interest.
I think we were very lucky with the people that we had previously, because until we had the line that we had now, we always had like at least 2 guys in the band. So it was our guitarist before and our drummer, and then our drummer and our bassist. But we always had similar interests, so it wasn't really a thing of that anyone got excluded in that sense. But I think that was just a lucky thing because we kind of all had very similar things. So me and Ryan, for example, play online together, whereas that's nothing to do with gender. That's just because it's what we're into. Whereas obviously in your
you guys
situation,
will play like a horror game. And then me and Ryan will be like, Animal Crossing.
I'm like, I don't even like horror games. That's the thing. I'm like playing as a survivor, and there's me screaming, Joe laughing at my pain. It's